welcome back. So we are back to our nuclear power plant. So in the last video we made 2400 aluminum casings and we are getting it back at our base. So today, so this week's plan is basically to get water in to every single one of these nuclear reactors. And it's a tremendous task. Bringing water to all these nuclear power plants is not easy. In fact, it's way too much. So each of these, I have overclocked it to 250%, and each of these needs full water pipe, full tier 2 water pipe. So it's like 600 meter cube per minute. And I have like 16 nuclear power plants, reactors over here, around 40 over there, and around 20 over there. So all in all, I think I need like 76 full pipes of water, or roughly around 80 full pipes. And my factory over here also requires quite a bit of water. Now I was planning on using water from over here, but this is this is a very small lake. I don't think I can get even like 20 full pipes from there. I was thinking that one, and there is also water under there. I was thinking maybe I'll use those two, but no, that's not enough. That's like nothing. So yeah, so I'll be planning on bringing water all the way from the ocean over there, and I'm planning on making some blueprints for that. So it's like the water bridge, right? Similar to item bridge, so it is called as water bridge. So I'll make the blueprints for that, and for the very first time in my world, I'll also be making a water tower. And when I do that, I'll explain what that is. But yeah, I'll be making a water tower, and I'll be making water bridge blueprints, and yeah, it will come from there and it will go all the way to every single nuclear power plant. So yeah, we have been working on building the piping for everything. So I started working from the back over here. So this has like 40 nuclear reactors. So I started working from the back. So so this is the plan that I'm going for. So all these four nuclear reactors has these 600 pipes. So each of those I'm bringing all the way to over here towards the end. And I do wish to bring all the pipes from all the way up top to over here. So I'll be like making these. It will be like 40 over here, like 10 rows. And each of these I'm planning on bringing in like this. So yeah, so that's the plan. And this is how I am bringing in, so that I don't wish to have like a singular pipe. Like I can get all that pipe, just drop it over there and make an L shape, right? So from there it's just a straight vertical pipe and then a horizontal pipe. I can do that. That's the easiest way to go about it, but it will look hideous. I am going for this sort of like amphitheater style, Roman amphitheater style. So I need this V structure over here, and I don't want things to be protruding from this structure. So I am bringing in, so all the pipes will come here, go to the right, and will drop down. And similarly over here, all the pipes will come from there to over here, go to the right, drop down, and again go to the right, drop down. Sort of like a staircase structure. So it will follow the same structure. So that's what I am going for, and I have this ready, the sort of like a template. So bottom structure will be like this, the top structure will come like that, and will drop down. Similarly, each of these structures, that's what will happen. And once I complete that, that is just like one part of it. The same thing I'll be doing over here, and at the end I'll be bringing pipes over here, and the same thing I'll be doing over there, bringing the pipes over here. So all the pipes will end up in this section, and my pipes from the ocean will come here. So I'm planning on getting it on top of this waterfall and then merging it over here. So here we are. The piping is done, at least for the back end. All right. So this nuclear power plant has all these pipes coming here. So totally 4 times 10. But one thing to note is I am making use of like very small blueprints like this, like just nuclear support, like pipe support. So this blueprint, like this part of this sort of pattern, I need it on every single floor over here. And instead of making this every single time, what I thought was I just made a temporary blueprint. I just set up one of these designers right down here, right? I just set it up and I made a simple blueprint This is not like a permanent blueprint or anything. This is just a temporary test, like a sort of a temporary blueprint which I made, which I'll probably delete later. Once this setup is done, this will have no value. This will have no meaning because I won't need it anywhere else. So one suggestion is, whenever you guys are like doing like these huge factories, it's better to have sort of a systematic approach where, every single floor over here, the pipes are coming in the same direction. It follows the exact same pattern, and it comes into this pattern, and it basically follows the same pattern. So since I know that this is a pattern that I want, I just need to do the first one, figure out, okay, this is the pattern that I'll get, and whatever I can replicate using a blueprint, it's better to do a blueprint. Because there are like 10 floors over here. 10 times doing these manually, like putting these manually, it's just a headache. Instead, all you need to do is put once in a blueprint and then just spam this like 10 times and you'll be done. The work is done, basically done. It's so efficient. You'll save like 10 times the time that's there. So yeah, but I will say though, the pipes are a headache. Not every single time will these things work, right? Because you can't use blueprint for everything. Like I could use the blueprint only for this part, but the pipes over here and stuff like this, you can't really use blueprints, right? You have to do all these yourself. So yeah, most of these stuff you can't really use blueprints, but whenever you can, you should use it. So yeah, so the backside power plants are done. The piping is done. As you can see, I have left these vertical parts out because sometimes it bugs out and water actually doesn't travel upward sometimes. Like you can put the pipes everywhere, and then once you bring in the water, it actually doesn't go up because it would have bugged sometimes instead of properly going up. So right now I have left it as it is. Towards the end of this factory, making this factory, I'll probably connect all these. But yeah, that's the plan. I have seen it bug multiple times, so that's the reason I have just left it out for now. So yeah, so that's the back part. Similarly, I'll do the right and left, and each of those similar to this, where I'm having these temporary blueprints, I'll also use like temporary blueprints for those and like complete it so that it will be a lot quicker. Okay, so now I started working on building these platforms to get in the water everywhere, and I have spent an ungodly amount of time just planning this because I didn't like a couple of things which I did earlier, so I just deleted those entire setups, and now this is the final setup which I am happy with. So there is this rock structure, sort of like these hanging rocks, cliffs, whatever we call it, and there is this waterfall over here. I kind of wanted to follow the exact same terrain, right? Like the contour of the terrain. I wanted to follow that while I am doing this piping system. So from here, this pipe will come down. So I'll be making sort of like a slanted structure, sort of like a waterfall structure for this pipe to connect all the way over there. But before that, I did want to standardize the piping. Like there's like 40 pipes over there, 16 that is needed over there, 20 over there. That's just very irregular. Like I can't bring a set of 40 pipes together, like vertically stacked like that, right? Instead, I need some sort of structure to make my water bridge. So what I decided was to use this sort of structure where each water bridge will have 9 pipes, very similar to 9 belts which I have for item bridge. It will have 9 pipes, and all these 9 pipes, so total of, I think I'm bringing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so total of 81 pipes is what I'm bringing. All I need is 76, so I'll have like 5 extra. That's fine. And yeah, so I'll be bringing 81 pipes, and this structure, so these like 3x3 structures like pipes, I'll finally have to somehow merge it with my existing piping structure over there, which is something not for now. I'll not worry about that right now. But then the other major thing was, first I just made like a huge structure which was just like vertical, right? It was easy. So basically I brought the item bridge all the way to the edge over there, and I just dropped it down here. What I did was it became like a huge backdrop over here, like a huge structure which was just a huge structure right next to this nuclear power plant, and that was like the main feature. It's like that is bigger than basically this factory. That's what happened, and I really didn't like it because I want this to be sort of the main piece, and something which catches my attention, and not this structure which is like just pipes. And also it was just a vertical drop which I didn't really like. So what I figured was, since there are waterfalls all around, why don't I make sort of like, I took inspiration from waterfalls and like this sort of like a waterfall structure. So pipes, what I'm planning to do is bring water bridge by and bring water all the way over here. It drops, and this basically like different elevation is basically following the cliff over here. There is basically a cliff underneath, right? Right over there. So it's basically following that structure. Whatever the cliff structure was, I just followed that, and that sort of gave it a natural feel, I believe. And yeah, so this falls like a waterfall, and here again this is again following like a natural cliff, right? Like it's right over there. That's the basic structure. And yeah, so it's just following that contour, and over here it's just a vertical drop, over here it's like a slanted drop, and then finally it's a vertical drop. So it's sort of like a waterfall, I'll say. And this is a lot more pleasing to the eyes instead of just a huge backdrop over here. And then over here I'll bring the pipes, and I'll then get it into this structure. And there is exactly like 9 tiles over here, so there'll be 9 3x3 pipe item bridges over here, which will be bringing in water. Okay, here we are. I have the item bridge ready. So this is a blueprint, a very simple blueprint, in fact, very, very similar to this item bridge, very similar to this. There is this 3x3 blueprint for pipe bridge, and auto connect works very easily. One of the easier things to do with this is there is no direction with pipes like belts. With belts, you need to make sure the direction is properly oriented before you use auto connect mode and stuff like that. But with pipes, you don't need to worry about that. All you need to do is just put it right next to it, and yeah, you just do a blueprint, do auto connect, and it'll just connect. So yeah, that's the easiest thing ever. And yeah, I have already used this, and basically I'll spam this all the way to the end, till I reach ocean, basically. Well, ta-da! The entire thing is done. All the piping is done. So yeah, so there is like these 3x3 pipes which is ending over there. There is nothing after this. As I mentioned earlier, I'll worry about connecting these to all those pipes later on. For now, I just wanted to complete the piping all the way from the item bridge, which goes all the way to the end of till the ocean, basically. So the item bridges are going all the way to the end, and then it's dropping over here and sort of following this contour, which is really nice. I really like the feeling of waterfall that I get from this. It's basically looks like a waterfall, right? Like the pipe waterfall. So yeah, so once I give some blue paint to these pipes, it'll look even better. And I also will be removing, so once I start beautifying this factory and stuff, I'll be removing these, and I'll be like putting like proper textures and stuff everywhere, so it'll look awesome. But even now it's looking pretty nice. So yeah, but man, I have spent so much time, like this took so much time, because every single one of these I had to do it by hand. There is no blueprint that works with this piping. This was pain. That's all I can say. Like, if I'll dream about just piping, because the whole day all I have been doing is just connecting pipes from there all the way till there. That's it. Yeah, there's literally the only blueprint that I could use for like things like this, which is like standard 3x3 cross section. That's the only blueprint that I could use in this entire setup. Everything else is just me just walking all over here and just doing piping. So yeah, I'll even dream about this tonight. So now I finally started making the water extractors. I need so many of these, because each of these water extractor only gives me 300. So these two is one full pipe, and I need total of 9 full pipes for like one section, and I need 9 such sections because I need 81 pipes. So it's like how much? I need like 18 water extractors for 9 pipes, and I need 9 of such pipes. So totally, I need 162 water extractors at like 250% overclock. And I do not believe I have the necessary power power shards for that. I probably have to go power shard hunting, power slug hunting. And I know I know that there's a lot of power shards in this biome over here, which I have not fully explored. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll go on an exploration mode, get all the power slugs so that I can have the power shards. But yeah, it needs so much power shards. Anyway, so what I'm thinking of doing is I'm planning on putting the water tower over here. So each of these, so there'll be like 9 water towers on each section, and 9 pipes will come from there, will connect to this water tower. Then 9 pipes will come from here and then connect to this water tower. So it sort of became like an L step section. So I'm slowly like it is staggered like one tile for each of these rows, and I believe it will look really nice towards the end. Once I have completed this, it will like span all the way across. There'll be like 9 such rows. Each rows will have like 18 water extractors. All the 9 pipes will come here, connect to the water tower over here, and finally from that water tower it will go all the way to the top to the item water bridge. I didn't work on water extractors yet, but I started working on this water tower because I did want to plan how it will look and whether it will even work or not. So yeah, so the water tower is basically something that you build right at the source of water extraction, so that so the plan is like you are taking water all across the world. Let's assume like you're taking all across the world. The world has like various different elevations, and any time you have like elevation which the water can't reach, then you need to use a pump over there. So basically what will happen is you need to have power which you are taking through the pipe network, so that you can put a pump wherever you want. And that's actually quite tedious because you just have to follow the pipe through the entire world and make sure there is like pumps at all relevant places, so that finally the water reaches at your destination. And this world has a lot of elevation. This Satisfactory world is like notorious, I'll say, for elevation. There is so much elevation everywhere. Like just over here there is so much that sometimes you will not even feel like you are going on an elevation, but there's quite a bit. Even from here to there, if you don't have like a pump from there from the water extractor, it won't really go to this elevation. Not even from here to here. This elevation is also, it will not, the water will not reach there. So for that reason, people came up with something called as water tower, where what you'll do is at the very beginning, when you extract water, right there, you'll put this water tower where you'll put pumps, which is pumping water all the way to the top to a very high elevation. And then finally, you'll like drop the water down and you'll take wherever you want. Now, since the water has already reached to that height, anywhere in this world, the water can again reach back up till that highest point. So this is the highest point that I have pumped water right at the beginning at the water extractor source. Means this entire map, if I take this one specific pipe through this entire map, I can always bring the water up till this height. It won't go higher than that. If I want water to go higher than that, I'll have to put a pump over there at any point in the world when I take it. But as long as this highest point is higher than any part of this Satisfactory world, probably is not taller than that, but it's probably taller than everything else, right? It's definitely taller than the nuclear power plant that I have. That is what I made sure of, that even the highest point of my nuclear power plant is like shorter than this part. So what that means is after I have brought the water till here, I don't have to put any more pumps in this entire structure. It will easily go all the way to the top. So yeah, so that's the idea. And for that reason, I built 2 blueprints. One blueprint is the straight section is what I have called, and the other blueprint is the U section right at the very top, which all it does is it it just curves the pipes at the very top. So yeah, a very simple blueprint, but since it's a blueprint, I can like beautify it right at the very beginning. So I made sure I have all the beautification part completed so that I don't have to worry about it later. And I have also ensure that it has the power section, because all these pumps need to be connected to power. So yeah, that is also connected. There is like power poles everywhere, and I can easily connect power. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm using the auto connect feature with these blueprints, basically 2 different blueprints, which I have right over here. And yeah, straight section, U section. I called it water tank. It's not really a water tank, it's a water tower. So yeah, and that's what this will do. This will basically take water all the way to the top, and it'll just bring it down, and then I can take the water anywhere in the world. So yeah, so this is the water tower, and this is looking really nice. I really like this, the way it turned out. And honestly, this is working out exactly as I envisioned, and this should work perfectly. The only thing that I'm thinking of is like when I bring a pipe from here, like I'll connect these two and then I'll connect it over there. I don't know if this can provide enough head lift to take water all the way over there, because that's the first pump, right? So no, it definitely won't. What am I saying? It definitely will not, because this head lift is only 10 meters. 10 meters, by the way, is just still here. Each of these is 4 meter high. So this is 4 meter, 8 meter, 10 meters is this. That is 10 meters. So that will push water up till this height, right? That's it. Maximum of over here, because if you consider, there is some elevation over there. So if you consider that, it'll probably push it up till here. That's it. So I'll probably have to put one pump at the very bottom over there. But apart from that, it should be perfectly fine. So welcome back. All the piping is done from the water extractor all the way till the base. And this is how the water extractors look. It's looking awesome, especially the step thing which I mentioned. There's like 1 tile offset for each of these rows. That's looking really good. I could have just made this a rectangular thing, a plot, and just got all the pipes over there. That will also easily work. But a little bit of irregularity or some sort of difference brings sort of like character. It looks so much nicer. But yeah, so this is all my water extractors done, with everything like overclocked to 250%, all the pipes coming in, connecting to this water tower, and finally the water tower will take pipes all the way to the top, and from the top it will come till here, and then I'm taking it through my water bridge. Now, my blueprint had the pipes over here. I just deleted those, right? I didn't change the blueprint or anything. I just deleted the pipes over here. That was easy to do. And in fact, yeah, the blueprint is not bad, the one which I have. It's just all-purpose blueprint, but just for my purpose over here, I just needed pipes still here, because my pipe bridge was right over here, so I just got it from here. I don't have to take pipe all the way to the bottom and again bring it back up, which is the original idea I had, by the way. That's the reason you see these pipe holes with the over here, because I was planning on bringing pipes through that pipe bridge, take it down all the way over there, the pipe will go all the way over there, and the blueprint will have the pipe which is going all the way over here, and then it'll connect down here, and then it'll go up. Was my original idea, and I was like, that's stupid. Why? Like, that's basically a waste of resources. So yeah, I'm just taking it over there. But yeah, so this pipe section is completed. The water tower is looking awesome. Okay, so I finally completed the piping, and it's been a very long time, by the way. In the video, it will just be like everything will be right next to each other. But man, I have spent hours and hours through multiple days to complete this. And finally, the piping is done. And just a suggestion, never ever do this. Never ever try to convert like this is like there is like 4 pipes here, 4 pipes across 10. I'm trying to convert that to like 3 by 3 cross section and all that. Never do that. Just make it easy on yourself. Just get the pipe in the same format like the way you want it, so that you can easily connect it 1:1. Because this, oh my god, of course I don't want pipes to clip through each other. That's the reason I'm struggling. If you don't mind pipes clipping through each other, then you can just connect it right next to each other, and nothing, and it'll work perfectly. Like, clipping doesn't affect anything. There is no physics which gets affected because of clipping, so you don't have to worry about that. But I don't like it. Like, yeah, I will probably never come look at it, but it will always be there on the back of my mind, because I will know it that I have done that. So I can't stand that. So yeah, so I had to do this shenanigans over here to convert this 4 by 10 into 3 by 13 plus 1 at the very top to make it 40, right? So I have converted that, and finally taking this, and then over here I'm bringing in 4 by 4 and 4 by 5 pipes all the way from over there, and this will come here. And these two sections I'm balancing it over here. Okay, it's not actually balancing, but it's just getting this pipe properly into these sections. So yeah, so if I go here, you'll see like there is like these weird sections, like one pipe goes there, one pipe comes here. Anyway, there is no clipping anywhere, but it's just a huge mess. And there is like 5 pipes over here which is not being used, which I plan on using for main factory, but it's somewhere in the middle which is not being used because I couldn't use those into these pipes without properly clipping into each other. So yeah, I just left it. And these, it's just like going into each other, and finally it's going into my main factory. Now this looks a bit messy, but it does get a feeling of like the waterfall over here, small waterfall. And once I remove all these, like these sections, which I will later on, like once during the beautification part of this factory is when I'll remove like all these like foundations, these specific things, and color these, put textures everywhere, then it'll look really nice. But even now, this is looking pretty good, and I'm happy that the piping is finally done. And this one very much looks like a waterfall. It's awesome. I can also see the water tower from here. That's a pretty tall structure, so it's very difficult to miss. But yeah, finally the piping is done, everything is done. I was planning on powering this for this video itself, figuring out all the issues and kinks that I'll have with bringing water in here. And then that I was planning on that being the end of this video, but man, I have spent so much time with just dealing with piping, and just doing this basically, that it's been multiple days across tens of hours that over the past week that I have been doing this, and I don't have the patience right now to power this and figure that out. So I'll probably do that when I bring in all the resources to my main factory, which is probably next video, right? During next week is when I'll power the water, bring in water, and also bring in all the other resources. But for now, I think I'm done. Man, I'll dream about this at night. But yeah, but this has been just so much work just dealing with pipes. I did not think it would be this much hectic and such a tedious work. But I'm really glad it's completed, so that now I can just focus on making sure the factory works, which is a lot more enticing work. So yeah, so with that, I think that's it. The piping is done, the water extractors are set up, the water tower is done, the blueprints were set up for all those, and finally all the piping is done, and it's completely connected to every single one of my reactors with everything perfectly overclocked wherever needed. So it's awesome. With that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.